Hello, Viking fans. Welcome to this week's edition of Viking Talk with Josh Morgan. I'm Brandon Davis, and as always, glad to have with me Warren Central head football coach Josh Morgan. Coach, good to see you.
You too,
A
Brandon.
week off last week, chance to get a little rest under you. But before that, you had a great 24-21 win 2 weeks ago over a very good Madison Central team to close out our non-region campaign. Your thoughts on that game?
Well, it was just what the doctor ordered. We needed to be in a tight ball game, and we needed to, really had to be in a position where we had to find a way to win. And so it was really good for us, a great learning experience. It was really good for us to be in a rough environment and playing against a really good team, and to be in a situation where we've got the ball and we've got to make a last-minute drive to win the game, and then defense takes the field and ends up closing it out for us. And saw some guys step up and really play well. And our message all week was finding a way to win, competing, fighting, and doing whatever it took to come out of there with a win. And I thought we saw a bunch of guys doing their part, finding ways, and really understanding their roles. Thought the defense was electric how they started the game off. 2 pick sixes. It shows your athleticism and talent on the defensive side of the ball. I thought Nash played his best game, really doing a good job of running the offense, and we opened it up more. We talked about the previous week that we were going to do a better job and of getting Maddox more involved in the offense. Zach continues to make plays on the outside, and just a total team win that was really good for us moving forward.
Yeah, you talk about 2 pick sixes by the defense, a game-winning field goal. The defense had to make a stand. But this offense, Coach, it was hard-fought game on all over the field, but your offense really found an identity throwing the football. Were you kind of surprised by what you saw from them the other night?
Well, it goes back to being able to be balanced and also taking what the defense is giving you. And they gave us several opportunities, and we took advantage of it. And we had to trust Nash a lot in some situations at the quarterback position. I feel like we've got really good talent around that with Zach and Red and Maddox. And that will ultimately, really put people in a position where they have to pick their poison. So it was good to see us be able to stay balanced and again find a way to move the ball efficiently. And didn't play perfect by any means. Still a lot of room for improvement. But we were able to move the ball. I thought we put ourselves in some bad situations. With some penalties than when we had a drive to actually get more points. But I was very pleased with our game plan and our execution.
You close out the non-region schedule, the 3-2 record, all against 7A opponents, all very good opponents. What did you learn about your program during this time, and are you happy where you're currently standing?
Yeah, when we made the schedule, that's what we're accustomed to. That's what we want, and our kids on any given Friday night believe that they're going to win, and we prepare to win and we play to win. So that's our mindset. That's where we want it to be, and we've watched our guys grow up. I think it was ideal. It wasn't perfect. We've learned a lot about ourselves. I think we got better in some areas. I don't know if we don't play these games like this and these tough games right out the gate that we find that out and find the answers. And we still got a lot of room to improve, and that would be our goal. But I think it went, that's truly, that's one of those schedules where you look at it and you can go 0-5. You can go, we want to win them all and go 5-0. But for us to come out of it the way we did and a player or two here away from beating Pearl and then a really unfortunate half against Brandon, but those are the what ifs and could have beens and all that. But I like where we are, where we're sitting, and I feel like we're battle tested, and I feel like we're sitting in a really good position heading into district.
But you like the fact that you had that against Pearl you just talked about, where a play or two here, you win the game, and then talk about that bad half you had against Brandon. You want to have it now rather than later, so it was a good learning experience.
I don't know if we don't win the Madison game if Pearl didn't happen to us and the outcome of that. And you know, we've learned a lot. Look, we're going to mess up, make mistakes. Our kids understand that we want to use mistakes and adversity to improve ourselves and handle it the right way. That goes back to a maturity level of our kids and our coaching staff. And it's all about getting better. Our kids have done a good job staying together and understanding what they were up against and keeping everything in perspective. So, yeah, just very pleased with how they've handled it. The improvement that we've been able to make, you know, I think it only bodes well for us moving forward.
Well, big honors for a trio of our kids yesterday, Coach, come down the pipe. Garrett Orgis, Julian Demme are going to play in the Miss Al Classic. That game's going to be December 16th at the University of Southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg. And then Bo Davis, the Bernard Blackwell North team, that game's going to be December 9th at Gulfport High School. You know, discuss those kids and what these honors mean to the program.
Well, it's a big honor. They're hard to get on, we feel like we've got a couple more that had the opportunity and the talent and the years and to possibly be on it as well. But very proud of those guys. It's such a big honor. This state has so many good players in it, and this state loves football, and we're good at it, and so it's such a big honor to be recognized. And these are picked by coaches, and these are picked by guys that know what they're looking for, know what they want, and they're trying to win games. So it doesn't get, you know, really bigger than that, and such a great compliment when a coach picks you out of, you know, all the talent pool that there's to be picked out of, and they're trying to go win a game with you. Very, very proud of those guys. Julian has been a really good player for us, and has developed and really, you know, been an electric player for us. Garrett has been a guy that's just continued to grow physically and mentally, and you watch him just really blossoming and having a really good year, really just continuing to get better. Like all three of those guys, they've gotten better and they want to get better, and there's a desire there to continue to get better. But Garrett's had a really good year, and that's been really important for us. Both those guys on defense for us, and then Bo has been so constant for us, and another 2-year starter. All three of these guys are 2-year starters, and you know, and so much evolves around and what Bo does for us offensively and the consistency that he brings there. And again, watching these guys put work in to put themselves in a position where they are is one of the absolute joys of our job, and very well deserving, very proud of them, and I know that they will represent our school and our community and our state very well. So proud of that, and always proud to see them get rewarded for all the hard work that they've done.
You talked about it. The state is loaded with talent this year. So many deserving that didn't get a shot. So for us to have 3 in these games really speaks well to our program here at Warren Central. But Coach, congratulations to you. You're going to be the defensive coordinator for the Mississippi squad. You got a big task in front of you, slowing down that Alabama offense, don't you?
Yeah, we'll burn that bridge when we get there. Yes, it's just like I just said there. For me too, it's a big honor, and all about serving and serving these kids, and I get to serve our state, and I'll do my very best to represent our school and our state as well. So, very big honor, and we're all very, very proud of it, and just want to shine a good light on our school and our state, and so we'll be proud to do that.
Again, a testament to our program here at Warren Central, the development we have with our coaches and our kids. Garrett Orgis, I can't say enough about him. I told him the other night, I said he was a string bean his 9th grade year, and you see where he is now. And then, of course, Garrett, was, of course, Julian and Bo, and then you as well getting the recognition. Congratulations to all you guys on that.
Thank you.
This is Viking Talk. We're visiting with Josh Morgan. So, Coach, now we're going to open up region play this week against Ridgeland, an opponent we have never played in the regular season. Played them in some scrimmages, though. But what can you tell us about Todd McDaniel's squad?
Well, we're not very familiar with Ridgeland on the high school level, but we are with Coach McDaniel and his offense and his defense, and he's doing very similar to what we've seen with him the past 2 or 3 years, and so that helps. So this is the road. This is like I told our guys. Our road to the state championship starts this week. District games are important for, this is the beginning of a second season. Just as we talked about, if we were coming into this game 0-5 or 5-0, this is when it starts counting. So we only have 5 district games instead of 7, which has been the case for the last, I know 10, 15 years. So the urgency there has got to be there, and it's important for us to start off on a good note. But they're going to do what Coach does, and they're going to run that wing T offense. They're going to be really disciplined. Coach does a good job with his teams play hard. They're going to be know where to go, and they're going to play you for 4 quarters. And you can tell that he's brought that in to that program. And it's a program that's already had size, speed, athleticism, and they just got it across the board. So again, we have used these 2 weeks to prepare for them. I'm thankful that we had those 2 weeks, and so again, we'll have a big time district game at home against a very good opponent. So we're excited to get this thing started.
Wing T offense led by quarterback D.K. Wallace, coach, a first-year sophomore, I guess, running this system, but it seemed like he's doing a good job at this point of managing that offense.
Yeah, they played 2 quarterbacks. They had a senior playing early on, and D.K. has come in the last 2 or 3 games, and I know he's one of their up-and-coming stars that they're really excited about, and they're doing a lot more and being a lot more flexible with the quarterback run game with him. But yeah, you have to be extremely disciplined. Everybody has to do their job. We have to really coach that hard because our guys pursue the football so hard and so violently and really want to run to the ball. So we've got to do a good job of really staying in our spots and staying and doing our jobs and really cutting the field in half because the misdirection and the ball fakes and the bootlegs, you got to just be really disciplined and do your job and trust the other guys to do the same thing. So we feel like we have a good plan. Now it's up to our guys to execute it.
Well, with a wing T, we know that you're going to see the dive, the belly, buck sweep, wingback counters. You know what you're going to see. You alluded to it just a second ago, but why is this offense so effective? I mean, it's an old school offense, but it's really effective. And what type of a risk does it put on you in your defense?
Well, I think one of the main reasons is that it's a ball control offense. They don't put the ball in the air much. And when you don't turn it over and you're able to move the clock or move the chains and run the clock, you're not beating yourself. You're going to make the other team beat you, and we're going to have to beat them. When you're not dropping back and throwing it. When you throw the ball, you have an opportunity for a sack, an incompletion, a tip ball, interception, and all the things that come with it. This is in your face, downhill. So it's a ball control offense that really tries to wear on you, keeps the ball away from your offense, keep your defense on the field. And they've got good backs that if you don't tackle it, they will take a 5-yard run and go the distance with it. Another thing is it's an offense that you don't see a lot of. And when you're getting ready to play this and you haven't seen it, you've got to teach your scout team how to run it to give you a look, and that's not easy.
That's time.
So you're trying to get all that and to give a look, and then you're trying to do it at a game speed where you're trying to get a feel for it. So it's you don't see it a lot, and it's the efficiency of it when it's done the right way. So it makes it challenging.
We'll talk about the secondary because you're used to attacking the run. You talked about us being aggressive, but I would imagine your defensive backs and your safeties, you have to teach them to be disciplined because that quarterback can do a bootleg or a waggle and beat you deep. So you have to also account for that as well.
Yeah, what it does, if you're not alert at all times, it lulls you to sleep, and all of a sudden guys are behind you and big plays happen. So, again, we have to be very poised and patient, especially on the back end, keep our eyes where they need to be. And not looking at all the eye candy and the smoke that comes with, misdirection and all that comes with it. And also, we're going to be asking our corners to be physical and tacklers. So, it's again something that it's not 4 wide and 3 wide. It's you can throw all your 7-on-7 stuff out the window, and it's just a different kind of brand, different kind of alignment. So they're going to have to be really, really good with their eyes and making sure that they're putting them where they need to be and doing their jobs.
Well, we're familiar with Coach McDaniel and the defense that he runs, but defensively they're giving up 21 points a contest early in the season. But, Coach, from what I've seen, this is a very fast defensive group, especially with a defensive line. What do you see that they do well, and what challenge is that going to bring to us this week?
Well, they run to the ball well. I think they get off blocks. They don't stay on blocks. They're rolling out of them, trying to split them, and they have that athleticism that we talked about earlier up front. Not as big as what we've seen, but very quick and disruptive. So again, it all comes down to us being the very best version of us, and as far as executing alignment, getting that rhythm going. And I was pleased. I thought we took a big step forward offensively versus Madison, and we'll continue to work on that. Hopefully, we can establish our run game. Been working really hard on that and trying to get that going as we continue to progress our offense moving forward.
Well, this is a week that I know you as a coaching staff, you love so much, and I'm being facetious. Homecoming week. Homecoming week, don't get me wrong, it's great to celebrate, but, Coach, for you, there's a lot of distractions. So as a coaching staff, and you've done a great job in the past, but as a coaching staff, how do you manage the distractions and all the fun the kids have and keep your mind on this important ball game?
Well, we call it, call a spade a spade. You have to tell our guys, number one, how important this game is. And we have a job to do, and once you do your job, everything falls into place, and you have a good time. So we can't get caught up in it. I want them to enjoy it, and I want them to, take it all in. But you got to know when it's preparation. Our guys have done a good job. It's not easy coming a week when you don't have a game a Friday, and they've done a good job, and we've got better on us, working on us, and also getting a head start on our opponent. But you lay it out on the table and you explain. We can't afford not to be all in preparation, all in focus on what we've got to do. And those are things that we learned through this schedule that we've navigated. Every year is a new year. It doesn't matter who you're bringing back. It's so many different areas to learn at and get better from. And we try to do that, use everything that we can do to get better and learn from. So you explain it to them, and I think our guys are completely aware of how big this game is for us. Want them to enjoy it, but they've got a job to do, and all the pageantry and all the stuff that comes along with it. That's for the homecoming court and the cheerleaders and the band to do their things, and we got a job to do, and so we've got to do our job so we can give them something to cheer about.
Well, everyone knows we are now a 6A school, the new classification that came out. There's a 7A classification added. We stayed in 6A. But one of the challenges that I think it would do for you as a coaching staff, you talked about it, you go from 7 region games now down to 5. So the margin of error has really shrunk. So how important is it for you to get this first region win to get off on a good foot?
Yeah, after Friday, you're going to have 3 1-0 teams. You're going to have 3 0-1 teams. And now it's already setting itself up. You got 4 games left. Right. So, it's extremely important. It's going to be a dogfight in these playoffs. We have a tough district, right? And we have continued to harp on that. The teams that are in our district made deep playoff runs last year. It will be very competitive, and getting off to a good start surely will help us.
Well, talk about that. You've been used to playing 7A schools, and I know the mentality around here, but some of the younger kids, how important is it to them to realize, hey, we're not playing down to anybody. We're playing a tough region this year, and we've got to come with our best game each week.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about that much. We've been focused on we better get our stuff together, because we're not good enough to overlook anybody. We're not good enough not to be at our very best. We will get beat, and and I think that we have to understand that, and we know that, and our coaches know that, and our kids know that. We know what it takes to be at our best. We know what that looks like. Laser-like focus, business-like approach, and trying to get to 1-0 week to week.
Well, tough game against Madison Central, very physical. We knew that going in. Injuries, Coach, how'd you come out of that game? I know you got a week off, but how do you look going into this game with injuries?
Look good. We've good Lord's been blessing us and watching over our guys and protecting them, and I think for the most part, other than a few minor bumps and bruises, we used last week to get those guys that needed it some rest, and But we've been fortunate with that, and prayerfully and hopefully we can continue to do that. But we'll have all hands on deck for this big game.
Well, we had a week off. A week of practice seemed to be good. We rewarded kids with ice cream at the end of last week. 10 gallons of ice cream, by the way. Thank you, American Dairy Farmer. But this week, Coach, how's practice went? Like I said, the homecoming distractions that you have, and you go in a lot of excitement playing opponents you haven't had before. So how's practice been this week?
Well, through the season, and my goodness, it's flown by. You look up and you've already played 5 games, and but again, from a week-to-week approach, we have learned so much already, and I'm very pleased, and I think our kids are hungry, and everything that we ask them to do, they do it, and one of those, the reason I say that was about how to practice and how to go about business, and I think our guys have done a good job with that. And understanding how to practice, have fun while you practice, and have fun while you work, and really creating an environment where we're competing, we're developing, we're getting after it, but we're having fun too, because this can be a grind. So we tried to approach it that way and get better. And our scout team's getting better. Our younger guys that will be the future and the big dogs next year and the years to come, and they're getting reps and getting better. And once you get that buy-in, it starts clicking like it's supposed to be. It's really, really fun to be a part of. So I'm very proud of our preparation and our guys' work habits and effort.
Well, keys to beating this very good Ridgeland opponent this week, Coach.
Well, I think a couple things that stick out to me. We've got to be able to get off the field defensively and offensively. It's going to come down to, we really need to establish ourselves, and we need to be able to run the football. I think special teams will be a big edge for us. It should be, or could be. I feel like we need to take advantage in that and really maximize all that we can through our special teams. I feel like that was a strength coming into the year, and I really feel like that can carry us a long way in our district. And taking care of the football. We've done a good job taking care of the football. We've done a good job minimizing our penalties. So again, getting off the field defensively. Love to see us run the football consistently and efficiently, and finish drives, and not just with field goals, with touchdowns. And so again, looking at those key stats, rushing yards, being really good on third downs, and being sharp there. So I think that's our keys for this game.
Well, congratulations, Coach, on a very good non-region schedule. Now we've got the real season starting this Friday night. We're going to have some fun with it. But like you said, 5 games already done. It seemed like we just started the other day.
I'd like to say something else too. I'm very proud of our 8th and 9th grade. We've had 2 wonderful seasons. Our 9th grade is going to play for the Little Six Championship.
That's right.
They're going to play Brandon for the Little Six. They're both coming off really big wins against Vicksburg this week, and really had really good years. Our 8th grade had a wonderful year, and they were 1 game away from going to the Little Six Championship. So I just want to recognize our 7th and 8th graders, our 9th graders. Our future looks bright, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And that's exciting as the head coach. And I also want to recognize Coach Green and his staff, and Coach Williams and his staff, and for all to know that when their players and their children come into our program, they leave as young men, and it's got so much to do with Coach Green and the time that he puts in with them and his staff and the investment, and Coach Williams and his staff, and really, really great young men, really great men, building young men. And I'm super proud to have them both, and this community is lucky to have them. And when I first got this job, through a lot of prayer, the good Lord sent some really good help. And Coach Green and Coach Williams are really big to this program, and we're awfully lucky to have them. I don't get to recognize them enough, so I just wanted to throw that out there, that how proud of them that we all are, and how proud of our guys that we are, and we look forward to them coming up.
Absolutely, and you can't say it enough, and you hit the nail on the head, Coach. Coach Lewis Green over at the junior high, and Matt Williams, our 9th grade coach, they're the gateway to this program, and each one of these young men, these seniors, these 3 that made these all-star games, they learn from these guys. They set the foundation for them. So a fantastic job they've done. Any parent out there watching this, you're wondering what you could get with this program. Those two men, you couldn't ask for better ones. My son personally went through their program, in the program now. I couldn't be more happier than what I had. But yeah, very well said, very well deserving. Matt Williams, hopefully he won't blow a gasket. I love to give him a hard time. Very intense coach, does a fantastic job. And a big game against Brandon. So next Tuesday night, right? Yeah, Tuesday night we go over to Brandon, 6 o'clock. Come join us. I know that those kids are going to be looking forward to that. They're going to be lining up on Highway 27 as they go out. We put some stuff out on Facebook about that to support these kids. But again, as Coach said, just a very well-deserving accolade for those two men. Do a fantastic job for us. So back to you really quick before we close off on this. Defensive coordinator for the Mississippi team, that is huge. If folks don't realize, this is huge. So many college scouts going to be around, all the best players in the state. So you learned from Joe Lee Dunn. He taught you a lot, mentored you, worked with him. He didn't wear socks and he was successful. Are you going to go sockless for this game to maybe honor him to help us get this one? Because, we can't lose Alabama. You know that.
Yeah, I know that. I know that.
And he's not saying anything, guys, so I don't think he wants to talk about it today. But at any rate.
I'll have socks on, I can tell you that. Love Coach Dunn too, man.
Yeah, that game is December 16th at USM. I hope we're all going to be a part of that. And then the Bernard Blackwell December 9th down at Gulfport. But great show this week. Glad you all joined us. Coach, thank you for your time. Again, best of luck this Friday night against Ridgeland. Homecoming here. It's going to start before the game. 6 o'clock, we're going to have the homecoming festivities. So get here early. We're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great game. We're going to put on a great show for you. But again, thank you again, Coach. We'll see you again next week. We'll talk about Vicksburg, talk about this game. Vicksburg is coming up, big game. But until then, rise up, Vikings.